Hi, welcome back to Rohrich Knows Best. I'm Dr. Rod Rohrich. I'm a board-certified plastic surgeon in Dallas, Texas, and I'm joined today by Dr. Tiffany Moon, who is an amazing anesthesiologist. She's an incredibly powerful and popular social influencer. You know, she's got a best-selling book, Joy Prescriptions. And tell us about this aroma.
Aromasthesia. It's aromatherapy plus anesthesia.
Oh my God. I can't wait to try it.
It won't knock you out. I promise.
Okay. Well, great.
That would be a fire hazard.
Okay, no. So tell us. So we're going to talk today about all the craziness on social media about we've gone from the overdone pillow face to now people are talking about, well, we're going to be invisibly visible, which is a good thing, but we're not always seeing that. So what has been your impression? I mean, you travel around and you have a huge influencer network. So what are you seeing, and what advice do you give to people that want to look as good as they feel, but also, for role modeling? I mean, you're beautiful and you look great. So what do you tell people that say, like Kim Kardashian always says, I haven't had anything done except Botox, and I'm going, really?
We have eyes, Kim.
Yeah, I know, and we know the deal with the Kardashian six-pack. So what advice do you give? Because you're a great influencer and you're a great role model. So for especially young women, and I know you've done a lot of talks about that. So tell us about that.
I think beauty standards change with time and also depending on which area of the world you live in.
Right.
My tan skin is awesome here in America, but in China, I'm told I'm too dark, right? Because they value really white porcelain skin, right?
I thought that was only in Korea. No,
that's China, Japan, Korea.
Oh, really?
They want white porcelain skin. That's why they wear like SPF 100 and have a big hat.
Okay.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Really?
So, I was told back when I lived in China, oh, you're not pretty, your skin's too dark, right? So, and then I came to America and they were like, oh my God, you're beautiful tan skin. And I was like, America is great. I love this country.
And people always want what they don't have.
If you want straight hair, if you have straight hair, you want it to be curly. If you're naturally curly hair, you want it to get straightened. This is the plight of American women, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's fine to want to be beautiful. It's fine to want to look as good on the outside as you feel on the inside. But I think what's weird is when you're chasing these beauty ideals that are unnatural. And when you have a picture of someone else and say, like, make my nose look like this. And it's like, no. How about I make your nose look the best for your nose because it's synonymous with your face. Like, I can't take her nose and it doesn't work like that. And I think people are just chasing a lot, right? I think they're chasing confidence. They're chasing love.
Yeah.
They think if they get some liposuction, maybe they'll find love. But at the crux of it, we all have these insecurities. And I think the wanting to change our outside is just to feel better on the inside.
Yeah, no, I think that's well put. But, I just see that so much because, influencers talk about, they talk about that, and yet sometimes they don't talk the talk. I mean, you're talking the talk and walking the walk because, you are very real. And I can tell you, young women and people, they look up to you and they look up to influencers. And I think it's important for them to hear what you just said. But how do they, it's a distorted reality out there, though, isn't it? I mean, I see it all the time. I see it in my patients. They'll say, hey, I want to look like that. And I'm going, that's not going to happen,
Yeah. Well, I think there's two things to blame. I think the prevalence of social media and also this Zoom technology, right? Because after COVID, when we were also used to doing Zoom meetings, and our grand rounds are still over Zoom, even though we can meet in person now. We just had grand rounds this morning at 6:30 via Zoom because the attendance is higher. Oh. It saves the department money, right? Because they're not flying in a visiting professor, taking them to dinner, putting them in a hotel, paying for their flight back, right? And so there's a number of benefits of doing Zoom meetings. But one of the things is that we're all seeing much more of our faces than we've ever seen before.
That's true.
Do you remember before 2020, I only saw my face when I was getting ready in the morning and, in the elevator, maybe I'd check myself out a little bit, but I never saw my own face as much as I see it now.
You're right. And honestly, that's when plastic surgery was booming because,
It was good.
because of the Zoom.
Yeah.
That's
And
it.
then people wanted to get plastic surgery because we were all in quarantine anyway, wearing masks. So then you could hide your, you know what I mean? But jokes aside, I think it's abnormal that we've evolved to see ourselves so much.
Right.
The other thing that I think is a culprit is that there are so many filters on social media.
Right.
So you think that these people look like that when they don't. It's a filter.
Exactly.
The nicest thing I ever had anybody say to me was I went to a book signing last year when I was on book tour, and a fan came to get their book signed. And she said to me, "Oh my God, you're just as pretty in real life as you are on social media." And I said, "Oh my God, it's because I don't over filter myself."
Yeah.
But I have met people and I'm like, "Oh my God, they don't even close up," right? And I'm like, they're really filtering. So I think you're giving people the perception that you look like this when in fact you don't. And then we have a bunch of influencers lying through their teeth. If you've had work done, then just say you've had work done. I mean, I just went to Korea and injected salmon sperm in my face. So I'll tell you all about it. But why lie? Why lie?
Yeah.
It's a weird thing to do, to lie to your followers.
I know.
And say that you
and
haven't
people
had it
actually are impressed when you talk about it. I mean, that's why it's so crazy. And it's like some of the Kardashians, like Kylie talks a little bit more about stuff, and actually people actually appreciate that. They appreciate that when they say, hey, and Kris Jenner, she's had her third facelift, and that's fine. She's great.
Yes.
I mean, and people like that. I mean, they want people to be real and to be honest. And I think you mentioned that, and I think that's important. So how does a consumer sort all this out? I mean, how do they know what's real and what's not? I mean, that's really the dilemma today.
It's hard. I would say to follow people that you feel an authentic connection with. Follow people that you jive with and that you believe in. And if they make you feel bad or you get the sense that they're lying, unfollow them.
Yeah.
That's how the algorithm works. Who you interact with, it shows you more of. And you can always block and, have less interactions with certain people. And then the other thing I think is just to age with grace. There's all these creams that are like anti-aging. And I'm like, you know what? I want to be aging because the opposite is I'm dead. I like aging is a privilege. It's a privilege to age. Now you can age well.
Yes,
of course.
Aging well is good.
We want to wear our sunscreen. We want to do our Botox. We want to eat right. We want to have good social interactions, touch some grass once in a while, not drink excessively or smoke or, of course we want all of these things. But let's not make the demon aging.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. I get, aging gracefully, and then, you want to look as good as you feel and feel as good as you look. And I think that's good, but just be honest. And I think that's really a touchstone that I think is really important, out there, because so many, kids growing up, the social media has displaced, become their primary role model outside of their parents, or even in spite of their parents. And you can't get people, like I go to a restaurant and I see families and they're all on their phones. So we have this rule that nobody can use their phone while we're eating, which is a good one. It's sometimes tempting, but it's really crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. I also had that rule at my house, and I will admittedly say that I was the first one to break it. But in my defense, we were at the dinner table having a nice conversation, and we said, well, this weekend we have this thing, and you have this thing, and all. And I said, well, I got to check my phone for the schedule. You know what I mean? And it's become so useful to us, but also it's like we're chained to it, right?
Right.
Like, are we the master or the slave? Sometimes I feel like both.
Exactly. That's exactly right. That's why. So what do you tell, okay, you've got two beautiful girls. So what do you tell your girls? How do they interact on social media? I mean, what grade?
They're in fifth grade. They're 11.
11. Okay. So great age. So what do you tell your kids about social media, and how do you monitor that? Tell us.
I tell them that not everything they see on social media is true. You know, one of them said something to me and I was like, where did you hear that from? And she was like, YouTube. And I was like, okay, sit down. I was like, any idiot can make any video, publish it on YouTube, but that doesn't mean that it's correct or,
Right.
you know, all these things. And they were like, oh, they had no idea. They just figured if they're seeing it, it must be true. So we had to have that talk, and they both have iPads, but I can see everything that's going on their iPads.
Okay.
And they're not allowed to take them to their room. They can only use their iPads in the family room, in the kitchen, living room area. So they're not allowed to take their devices to their rooms.
Oh, that's neat. That's actually.
So I can monitor.
Well, that's
and
good.
at any given time, I can go on their iPad and look at it because they have a group text message with all their friends.
Oh, really?
And they know. And if something is concerning, I will say, do not engage in this group text message. And they're like, but if I don't, then the kids will think I'm not cool or whatever. I said, tell them my mom has access to my iPad and I can't be a part of this conversation. I'm going to get in trouble. Excuse yourself.
I love that.
So, you know, I'm a tiger mom, Rod. What can I say? You know, I talk about it in the book, but I was raised by a tiger mom. And as much as I try to be a little bit more lenient, I do believe that kids need structure and discipline. I'm not
100%.
here to be your friend. I am your mother.
Exactly.
And so sometimes I say things and, oh, but my friend gets iPad whenever they want. Oh, well, you can go live with your friend then. You know, like it's just.
No, I agree. I mean, you need structure and discipline, and you know, and that does pay off. I mean, they're in the pre-rebellion phase, so you know.
I know it's coming.
It's coming. I mean, it's
I'm
great.
going to get my wine ready for when they, you know, start talking back. And right now they still think that I'm kind of cool.
You're
'cause
good. Well,
they're
you get another
11,
year or two.
maybe
of that.
2, 13, I
Yes,
think.
yeah, maybe a year or two. That's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Okay, wow, incredible. So Tiffany, so for our audience, okay, so be real, be honest, and then follow or unfollow people that aren't, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
Surround yourself with good people that uplift you and don't make you feel bad about yourself.
I love that. You bet. And I love that. And I say that all the time is, I call them the life suckers. They suck the life out of you. And so I try and avoid people in my life that do that, and patients and everybody. And I think that's so healthy,
Yeah.
for your lifespan.
Yep.
I think it's great.
Yep.
Great. Well, great advice from an amazing anesthesiologist and an amazing social influencer, Dr. Tiffany Moon. So thank you so much. And give us your thoughts, give us your comments, and I'm sure, make sure you follow Dr. Tiffany Moon on all of her social media. Thank you again so much.
Thanks for having me.
You bet.